Welcome to Twin City Talk. Today we're talking to Rebecca Clark from the Piedmont Triad Film Commission. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Thank you. It's great to see you all.
So your organization is an important one, but it's probably one a lot of people, even from Winston, don't know about.
I know.
Share a little bit about first what it is.
And that is such a shame. So the Piedmont Triad Film Commission is a nonprofit organization. We're an economic development organization in that we market and promote this region of North Carolina to filmmakers and production companies looking for places to bring their commercial business or television business. So it covers the whole gamut of just working to recruit. Film is a general term, but it's like all aspects of film and new media and even still photography shoots. I try to help bring all of that kind of business here. At the same time, I personally like to help support local filmmakers as best I can too, and try to help see that independent industry grow here in Winston-Salem. We have great filmmakers. Like I'm sitting close to one right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's the reason my job exists is because there's so much money in the film industry. They bring millions of dollars here annually, and one feature film. I'll just give you an example. A feature film we recruited back in 2012 was called Are You Here? A lot of people didn't see that either, but it's with Owen Wilson, Zach Galifianakis, and Amy Poehler. Matt Weiner, the creator of the series Mad Men. It was his first feature film that he directed. And so they came here. They spent $10.9 million over the course of 3 months. And that's direct North Carolina expenditures. That's not the total amount they spent. I think their total budget was about $18 million or something like that. So that's the kind of economic impact numbers we're talking about. I mean, that's ideal. But, commercials come into town. They drop a couple $100,000. Even $50,000, but
it all works its way into the city.
That's right.
A lot of people have this misconception that this budget goes into paying actors. Not always the case. And above the line.
Experience?
Certainly not. But it's not just that space, and the majority of it actually goes to the infrastructure of the town that you're in, and that's what lawmakers and people who have the pockets who want to get involved in film should know more about, because it helps the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, and transportation, the local crew, down to extras and so forth. There's so much of that capital that's spent within the city and therefore for the state, and it's a huge impact. I mean,
it's huge.
I was going to say baffled, I think is a better word for it, at how states will shy away from developing this infrastructure. Now, given it is no small task. It takes a lot to build proper infrastructure.
That's correct.
But the number one thing that a state needs to have is the topography and the availability of the things that you would need.
Right.
It doesn't get any better than North Carolina for that. Between mountains, ocean, big city, and everything in between, and the way that it's interconnected, huge airport hub, all of that is in this state.
That's right.
All 4 seasons. Georgia, great state or whatever, does not have that the way that we do.
No.
It's not. But look at what they've done with Atlanta.
That's right.
There are more films and more television being produced out of Atlanta than there is in L.A. now.
I know.
And they are vacating that at light speed. That's a whole other conversation. But to that end, the shying away from it, I want to just say, everybody stop for a second and let's just spend 1 hour looking at what Georgia has done.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be that we need to be Georgia, but for what we have, and I've already built an infrastructure here. There's already basically the bones of it that started in the 80s.
Yes,
They're all
yes.
still here.
That's
so
right.
It's like all you got to do is just start the engine back up again. It's not like, well, okay, let's start this business up and see
Right.
what it looks like from the ground floor. That's not the case.
Yeah.
There's an engine sitting there already ready to run. You just got to pull the cord.
That's right.
So,
Check the oil first.
that's
And
always
so,
necessary, right?
but, and Burgess, you might be able to back me up here when, the downturn was in 2015.
Yep.
When the North Carolina government decided we don't need film incentives.
Yeah.
People are going to come here because it's beautiful and we've got great sites. Georgia has great sites. New Mexico has great sites. Louisiana. So we lost a lot of our infrastructure just in 2015 when that happened because the drop-off was dramatic. I mean, we went from having it here in the Piedmont Triad at least four projects a year that benefited from the film incentive, like 4 major projects, to 0.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not to say there hasn't been anything in the last 10 years because, we've had independent features that don't benefit from the film incentive. I mean, like Angus's project, too.
Yep.
Angus, who did
McLaughlin.
A Little Prayer, and he, which is on the best films of 2025 for, was it USA Today? Anyway, but so since 2015, there had been, the minimum spend went much higher. It used to be $250,000, so we were able to get a lot of independent features that don't have the big, huge budget, but now the minimum spend for a feature film is $1.5 million.
Yeah.
So that's a huge jump.
It
so
is.
it's designed really to attract union productions, and there's nothing wrong with union productions. But I think it's short-sighted. It's not helping our local filmmakers grow. It's not helping, it's not help building the industry up. I think it's pretty much in place just to help, a couple of regions retain their union crew. Anyway.
Well,
that's,
this is just factual. I mean, I don't just
Right.
agree with you. That's just the case, right?
Right.
But the other thing that gets missed with that is so much commercial work that's under $1 million. So much of the other
yes.
things that fall in, which is an enormous bucket. It's all
It
going to go somewhere
is.
else because of that.
Exactly.
And that alone would compensate for 4 or 5 extra films because there's so much of it.
You're
but they are
right.
de-incentivized to be here.
That's right.
And it's very difficult to get together enough of the crew and enough of the talent if they're only going to be transient here. It's like, hey, can you come in
Right.
for a week
Right.
out of Georgia or wherever you might be?
That's right.
And all of that hurts logistics. But if you give them a reason to be here, not to mention the idea of settling in this state, there's so many people that they would prefer to be here. And
Exactly.
I've been doing this, I guess, now 30 plus years. And the number of people that I've spoken to that say, "Oh, I wish I want to move back to North Carolina," or
I've heard the
I would
same
move
thing.
to North Carolina. I want
Yes.
to do this, but you got to go where the work is.
Yeah.
So it would take very little. I mean, it really would, especially compared to other states. And
Right.
that's the thing where I want to shout from the rooftops when people talk about, well, I mean, what would it take? It's such a big deal to be able to say very little. If you were to take another state, pick just about any other state outside of about 6 in the country, and say we're going to build up a film infrastructure, we're going to build up this industry in our state. I mean, it would take a small act of God to do that, the amount of work that goes into it. But for a state that's already done it, it would take very little.
I think so too.
Yeah, it would.
So here is my idea. I mean, I've had 10 years to think about it because, and I've tried everything.
Genius, because you've been thinking about this for 10 years, Rebecca.
10 years I've just been contemplating.
This better be good.
No, it is good. I mean, that's the thing. This is good. If I do say so myself. So, I've tried all kinds of things about talking to legislators and telling them, bring back the film incentive as it was. That's not going anywhere. They like this film grant. They like a certain amount of money being delegated towards film incentives. Okay, so I get that. But what has happened is because the minimum spend is so high, the film grant really truly only incentivizes union productions. And union productions are going to go to the 2 union designated production centers. And there's only 2 in North Carolina. And that's Wilmington and Charlotte. But they have that designation because they have a large base of union crew. And so filmmakers can be assured that if they pick one of those 2 locations, they save money. They don't have to bring in a ton of out-of-town crew. Now, to film here, even though we have union workers and we have non-union workers, great workers, it's not enough to totally crew up an entire feature or television series. Union production centers are very important for television series. So my idea, if they don't want to change anything else about the incentive, which I highly recommend they do.
And I highly concur.
Yeah.
is what some other states do, which is offer an uplift in the incentive for productions that film outside of those 2 production zones. Mm-hmm. That would offset, so it's a 25% film grant. It's pretty much a rebate. So instead of a 25% rebate, they get a 30% rebate on North Carolina expenditures if they shoot anywhere else in North Carolina. That is going to offset the cost that they're going to incur with housing out-of-town crew, paying per diem, and traveling them in from other areas. That doesn't add any money to the coffers. We're not asking for an additional amount. I mean, but again, they should.
I mean, honestly.
There are lots of things, but it's just giving more of North Carolina an opportunity for these bigger budget films, if that's what we're, going to go for. But I'm sure you agree with me when...
You're right, by the way. That was genius.
Oh.
That was great. Those 10 years of pondering.
No,
Completely agree. No, that was great.
There you go.
But thank you. I think it is too. And I think that the legislators, once they realize all the people that are employed locally and all the people that we could keep in the area.
You could
Keep.
That's the big deal.
And they're taxpayers. Keep taxpayers. That increases the tax base. I mean, it's
win-win.
It's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
It's and I think a lot of people. I just don't think some legislators totally get it. A few don't, but I think they just don't recognize that many of their constituents could work in this industry.
Yeah.
It's a great industry for all types of jobs. I mean, you think of actors and directors, but I'm talking about electricians, lighting technicians, people building sets. I mean, it takes a whole lot. Drivers,
Foley
they need
artists.
drivers. What?
Foley artists.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, just look at the credits at the end of any movie.
That's right. Look
And
at
that's
the
all you gotta do.
credits.
I mean,
that's how many people are
it
employed.
runs for 15
May
minutes
I
because
say
that's
on that?
how big.
Yes.
If I go to a movie or I watch a movie, I watch till the very end for several reasons. One, they might have some secret Easter egg type thing. But two, there's 3. 2 is I paid for the whole movie. I'm going to watch the whole movie. The
Yep.
third part is those people put their heart and souls into that, and I want to see who it is. They want their name up there. And why have your name if no one's going to see it? I want to see it.
That's
because
great.
really, I'm more interested in the behind the scenes than I am being anything about the movie, really.
Right.
I am totally a behind the scenes kind of guy. That's, what I do here. I am the behind the scenes guy, even though my face is here. But truly, I am all about production more than I am the actual starring in type.
Right. And I think, but that's a really good point because, when you say film, the film industry, you think of movie stars coming in with big fur coats and I don't know.
Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Where's your fur coat?
My fur coat's in the other room.
Where's your coat? You could get a faux fur. My nephew has one and it is fabulous. But they think of this and they think of directors and
Self-important people.
very highfalutin, I might say. That sounds like a Beverly Hillbillies.
Well, we are in the South. You just go with it.
They are highfalutin. But nothing could be further from the truth.
That is true.
I've got a great example to share with you all.
Yay.
It's so wonderful, and it was another brilliant on-the-spot idea. Sorry.
You just
Just on the roll.
got a
I have
truckload of
some
them.
great ideas sometimes. I just have to always act upon them. Okay, so there were two feature films. The first two feature films to qualify for the film grant in 10 years that filmed here in the fall. And that was The Bard and Widow. Did you get any roles in that?
No, some of my students
good.
were in it, which is really cool. I think we had 3 or 4 different members of actors group that ended up in that movie, so that was really cool.
That's great. That makes me very, very happy. And I know it makes you happy
No,
too.
are you kidding me? Yeah,
So
fantastic. I'm super happy for
one
them.
of the locations that I got them interested in, I confirmed that they could do the film here with some of the locations that I sent them. And one was Bill's Truck Stop. Does anybody know that? It's on 52, like you're going to
57.
Charlotte.
85.
Yeah, 85.
And we always wave at Bill.
I know,
when we
Bill's
do
up
our
there.
chat.
Yeah, he's like, we're like, hello. So I was traveling through, this was after Widow had filmed there, and I thought, I'm going to stop by and just see how everything went. I talked to one of the managers on site, and he told me all these amazing things, and I just said, I need you on film doing this. I need to record this. He did not want to be on camera. So I just asked him, I said, can I record your voice? And I've got to do something with that. Maybe you all
I'll
can
help
help
you.
me
I'll
with your
help you with that.
skills. Because seriously, it was amazing. He told me, he said, it was such a positive experience. He said, I thought they were going to come in and just be really snobby. And he said they were so nice. And they told us everything that they were doing. They came in, they bought things from us. They bought souvenirs. They bought Bill's Truck Stop T-shirts. And, they paid, to utilize their space too. Said they did not interrupt their, regular customers. He said it was such a wonderful, positive benefit. Then I talked to one of the waitresses there, and she said she wasn't working there when the film company was there, but she was at Speedy's barbecue, and so many of the crew members came to Speedy's to get barbecue. That's what you do when you're in Davidson County. So, I just think that is so important to hear, like from, everyday people that don't even work in the industry, how it benefits the community at large.
Yeah.
And the crew people that work in the film. I mean, they're
great people.
They're like us.
They're
they're
great
just
people.
regular salt of the earth,
Yeah, I mean, some of the
and-
best people I've met are part of film cast and crew.
That's
right. They're just great people.
And they get along with everyone because
do.
they have to.
they
You're working
want
as a
to.
huge team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to.
The thing that's really interesting about a film set that I don't know, maybe we talked about this before, but this struck me. I was probably my third or fourth year being an actor. And I'm looking around at this carnival that is a film set, and I noticed something that makes it wholly unique. That I'm not certain, somebody could, maybe test me on this one, but I don't think that this example exists anywhere else in the world. You have artists and creatives doing, props and hair and makeup and actors. And then you've got, these skilled laborers who are doing lighting, grip and electric, and they're running around building this world and lighting this world. And then you've got your director over here and the producers over there, and they're all the sort of suits, the executives or whatever. And they're all working together at the exact same time. You got anywhere from 80 people to 500 people, and then you got all the people that are behind the scenes later on doing the editing and the sound design and all this stuff. It's every type of person you can possibly imagine that goes into making one movie or one series, and I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen another business where certainly there are businesses that exist that have departments of those things, but they're all working together. They're all running around
right.
at the same time, and then they're having lunch together, and then they're going to dinner together, then they're staying in a hotel together, and they're waking up the next morning.
Yes.
And it literally is a carnival of all of those things happening at once.
You're right.
And it's just this great sort of family thing where you all unify because you come from everywhere. You all band together. You're there for anywhere from a month to 3 or whatever, and then you kind of disperse and go your own way. But you get to know all kinds of different people, and if you don't all work together cohesively, it becomes a problem, or
That's
it
right.
can be,
Yeah.
And so everybody wants to make good product. Everybody wants this project to be a hit, and so it's fun to watch everybody get together as a family. The last thing I'll say about this is you're talking about these under $1.2 million projects, and those are the ones that for me I've done things everything from $100 million movies. To series down to $250,000 films.
Right.
And those smaller movies where everybody, it's been a 12-hour day,
Right.
but we didn't make the day yet.
Yeah.
And they're dying. But we kind of have one of those, okay, guys, can we go another hour? Let's do it. And everybody's like, heck yeah, we want to make the movie because you don't have any money to throw at it.
Right.
And everybody knows they're not
Right.
getting paid for that hour. But it doesn't matter. They want to make good content. And then after that, everybody goes and they open beers and hang out. And it's a celebration of we're doing this thing. And that, I've never seen that anywhere else. I've never experienced that where everybody just bands together that way. It's a really cool thing that, I wish more people knew about.
I know, and it is because there's so many people. It's one of those type of industries that people can easily become passionate about. It's teamwork, and it takes, like you said, it takes all levels of workers to create this final project. And I will add that not only is that unique to the industry, but one of the things that I've seen through the years that I really appreciate about film and television industry is that it benefits a lot of different counties.
Yeah.
When other economic development efforts kind of, concentrate on the big cities, or it is one of the few economic development efforts I've seen in the Piedmont Triad that has actually physically touched every single one of the 12 Piedmont Triad counties. I mean, there's been filming in every single one, even Montgomery down south of Randolph County, which is kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
It's kind of isolated down there, but it's all about the locations. And anytime these filmmakers land in one of these counties, they're spending so much money, not only on locations, like you said, they'll hire extras as locals. The town managers, the county managers in every single county I work with, they love this industry and they want more.
Yeah.
So I think we have a real opportunity to relay this to our legislators in a way that they might, consider at least that uplift that I was talking about, because
It's a brilliant idea.
Because, well, thank you. And I mean, again, I didn't come up with it all together,
Well,
because
to your credit, that's your job. That's what you
Yeah.
do, and you're there for a reason.
right,
so.
right. But it's something that other states have done, and it's worked out really, really well. Lots of states. Actually, yesterday I added about 4 or 5 more states that are doing it. I'd say there's about 15 to 20 states. And I mean, that are, giving an uplift to people that film in rural counties. And I mean, Winston-Salem and Greensboro, or I should say Forsyth County and Guilford County, are Tier 1 and Tier 2. The state has a tier system. It's 3 tiers of counties. Tier 3 are economically doing wonderfully. And those are like New Hanover, Mecklenburg, Charlotte, Asheville, Buncombe County. Forsyth and Guilford are Tier 2, so we're kind of middle of the road. Tier 1 counties are like Stokes County, Caswell County, where, they need this economic development. And so one of the things, that was another thing that I tried to propose to legislators. If they didn't want to go, like anybody that films outside of those zones gets an uplift, they could do Tier 1 and Tier 2 counties, just the rural ones. But some states like New York, anyone that films an hour outside of Manhattan gets a 10% uplift. I mean, so it would be amazing. But I think these are the kind of stories that we're talking about, are things that they need to hear.
Yeah.
So we're going to send this podcast to all the legislators.
Yes, absolutely.
Or you know what you could use? A podcast all about this.
Yes, you are correct.
I know a guy.
Oh, I know.
I am the guy.
I know. Seriously, bring in people that work in all aspects of the industry, and some of these town managers that are in these rural counties. Like, I'll give you an example. In Rockingham County, speaking again of that movie, Are You Here? They filmed up in Madison for some scenes. They were so happy. And they were saying, Rebecca, we want more of this business. I said, talk to your representatives and Senate folks in the General Assembly, and tell them. And I don't know if they ever did. Sometimes I wonder, but it's things that they need to hear. Yeah.
Did you have anything to do with the Race for the Seat television show?
Yes.
So that house is the house I grew up in.
What?
Yeah. The house that they were living in.
Yeah.
And I live right next to it.
Are you serious?
I am serious, yes.
Oh, that is so funny.
The street name. I named the road.
You named the road.
Oh, that is crazy.
Serenity Way. I named that road.
Oh, my gosh. What a small world. See?
Yep.
You just never know
So
how it's going to...
I watched the first episode, and I'm like, yep, that was the TV room.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
That was this. That was that.
Yeah,
So,
they early on reached out to me for crew information. Hotel helped with finding hotels to accommodate their entire crew, and that's just another thing. Hotel managers love this industry.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the biggest. That and restaurant industry.
Yeah.
That's
benefit.
right.
So, you
And
think
car
about having-
rentals, car rental.
That's a great one too,
Yeah.
and equipment rental. But you've got, let's say you've got 120 people in your crew for
Right.
a month. That's 120 rooms for a month.
Exactly.
That's a lot of hotel space, and then you think 3 meals a day times all those people in all the local restaurants in and around the area. It brings in significant amount. It really does.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, once the finished product's done, that's forever a calling card.
That's
that,
right.
Impacts. So yeah.
And if your film resonates with people, if it has a special I don't know if it's very fond to you. Like I will say, Nicholas Sparks movies. People love Nicholas Sparks movies, and we were able to get one here called The Longest Ride. And there is the farmhouse that helped me get the production here is in Surrey County, and it is an Airbnb, and people go there from all over. They have weddings there. So it also helps even after the film's gone, it can have a positive economic impact.
People
on
want
an
to see the
area.
spots where the film was.
Yeah, and another cool example is, and it's so bizarre too because it's cabin fever, and there's Pretty's General Store up in Danbury in Stokes County, beautiful, just step back in time general store, and people from all over go up there, and the manager. She is, I love her to death. She's so amazing. She says, Rebecca, there are some really strange looking people that come up here and they say they loved Cabin Fever. And she says, and they're just really different looking. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, are they nice? And she said, yeah. I said, do they buy things? And she says, oh yeah. And so I said, well, that's really good.
Yeah.
And she told me something really funny. She says, I end up talking to them about my belief and how Jesus has impacted my life. And she said, so, I said, you know what? I said, that is another good way of looking at things. These people that are coming in, you're probably the only person that has ever testified to these people. So look at the service you're providing people that you would never.
You're doing the Lord's
You're
work.
doing the Lord's work. But it was funny. It was a different way of her looking at it instead of like, oh, these strange people are coming in. I was like, yeah, this is a great positive thing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, and she said,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you,
really,
Jesus.
she said, I like, that's a really good point. So, I mean, you can look at inconveniences, and some places should be really open arms to the film industry, but they look at it as an inconvenience to them, and I get that. I get that it can be an inconvenience.
It's like they don't see the big picture of
You've
what it's
got
going
to
bring.
step back and say, okay, is this providing something good for us? As people are going to see this place in a feature film, and that's going to give us publicity and possible visitors and increase business. But if we're still concerned about it, let's back up a little bit more. Is this doing something positive for the people in this area? And it is. It's providing job opportunities for actors, crew members, School of the Arts graduates, other film school program, graduates. It's boosting the economy and gives hotels businesses. It's like you've got to step back and look at the big picture, just like you said, Suzy. Yeah. It's and that's rare that happens, but when it does, it's very frustrating for me because I do want them to see that this isn't it's a temporary inconvenience. Inconvenience, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's not normally an inconvenience. I would say that the majority of the things that people do and they shoot, they're doing it in a space that's not in people's way. Yeah. It's only when it's really big budget and they need to shut something down for a little while.
Yeah.
And that, to the people it's inconvenient to, I get that.
Yeah.
But there's so many more people that are excited about the fact that it's happening.
Yes.
And get to go either be involved or watch it or forever see their home in a film and that kind of thing. So, there are very few things that when you're building something, creating something
Right.
that don't cause a temporary whatever.
Exactly.
You're building a building here in
That's
town.
right.
You shut down a road for a while, or whatever. So
That's right.
there's little bits that are going to happen, but by and large, I would say the film industry is extraordinarily careful because they recognize they're on other people's property and their time, and they're very gracious about it. And they usually
are.
pay pretty well for it too. Scouting
Exactly.
locations and big budget. I mean, I remember talking to this one family. We occupied their home. This was in Oklahoma, and I said, "Hey, I just want to thank you so much for letting us use your home." And she said, "Darling, you kidding me? You just paid my rent for 6 months."
There you go.
That's it.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thank you. Anyway.
Oh, you're welcome.
You all listen. So one time I was scouting locations and scouting homes for one of these projects. And one of these homeowners got really excited about it, and she was like, "This is great. How much do I have to pay to be involved?" And I said, "Oh, no.
No, you don't pay.
You don't have to pay them anything. They are going to pay you."
Yeah.
And she couldn't believe it. So I love that. I love seeing people benefit.
Yeah.
From this industry. It's such a positive impact on the region. And I think that's why I've done this as long as I have. It's because this is my home. Are you all from here originally? Yeah.
I'm not
he's
originally
not.
from here, but I've been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
We love
well,
him anyway.
you're local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm more about this place than I am where I'm from. So.
right. But that's the thing. I have pride in this community, and I want to see it uplifted, and I want to see people happy and employed.
Yeah.
So that takes me to our Twin City Talk question. What do you love about Winston-Salem?
What do I love about Winston-Salem? Oh, let me count the ways. I love that the downtown has so much character. I love our historic buildings. I'm thinking from a film commissioner standpoint, and all the wonderful, beautiful locations. As just personally, I love the community here. I love that it is such a creative community, and that there are so many artists of all kinds here in the area. I love that it's a big city, I know that's relative to many people, but it's a big city with a very small town feel.
Yeah.
You can see so many people out and about, and everybody's just lovely.
You're in good company. People say that all the
Yeah.
time.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. When you bring filmmakers here, they love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. And they just say, this is a hidden secret. This is a, I was like, oh no, there again, I failed.
I got
shouldn't
4
be-
movies here, and everybody says that. They all say
they
that. Yeah,
love
it's
it, right?
Great, and it's such a joy for me to be able to wake up in my own bed to do it. But
That's right.
But yeah, they all say the same thing. That this, the city's great, the people are great, hidden gem.
Yep.
It's beautiful, all that kind of thing. So yeah,
Right.
we need to get the word out.
I know.
I'll be helping you with that.
Good. Yeah, please do. Yeah, I need you to.
So how can people find out about the Film Commission?
They can go to our website, piedmontfilm.com. It needs to be updated a little bit, so. But don't let that stop you from visiting. Also, we have a Facebook page, Piedmont Film or Piedmont Triad Film. Anyway, but you can follow us there. I think there's Instagram too.
There is. I tagged you
Again,
guys.
I need to step it up a
Well,
little
I'll
bit.
talk.
I'm a one-person office,
Yeah.
but maybe not for very long.
And also
much
working, nonprofit, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot on one person.
It
longer.
is.
It's a lot.
It
It's
is.
a lot.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
And you've been staying the
what
course
you
for a
do.
long time with it too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think we're all very passionate about these types of things, and that's why we all do what we do. And I'm glad, you all are here. And Burgess, you're bringing films in, and
Thanks. Yes, dear.
Anyway, that's a whole. I have all these things I want to talk about.
We'll do a part 2.
Okay.
But well, thank you.
Yeah. I'm happy to talk to filmmakers. If you're a filmmaker in the area or a freelance crew, and you're just hearing about the film commission.
What's your email address so people can?
Sure, it's Rebecca REBECCA at PiedmontFilm.com. And they can email me, and I'll get you in the database. If you have a great location, I'll put your location in the database.
Or business, because you have a database of businesses.
Yes, for businesses too, support industries. So.
Thanks so much for being
Thank
here.
you. Yeah.
I am so happy to be here with you all. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for what you do
Thank you.
for our community.
I love it.
This is Twin City Talk. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. The views and opinions portrayed by guests on this podcast are not necessarily those of the distributors and hosting companies. And if you love this podcast, that's great, but don't think about stealing it. Reach out to us and talk about the content because it is copyrighted.